Oh, my goodness sakes.
That's just it goes.
Let me set this down over here because we definitely need this.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Welcome to Saturday Wine Chat.
It's been one of those weeks. It has.
Oh, my goodness sakes.
So, yeah, let's set these out
I'm
of
just
the
going
way.
to set it down here.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Before we even get started, Lori.
Yes. You're going to hit me?
No.
Oh.
If I had... Not yet. If I had a bee in my hand and I'm looking at you, what's in my eye?
I don't know, tears because you're getting stung?
No. If I'm looking at you, beauty. That's what's there. You know why? Because beauty is in the eye of the bee holder.
You just let the bee go. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, goodness. Do you have something else, or can I say happy birthday to
Say happy birthday to Gary.
Happy birthday, Gary. His birthday was on the 12th. Our dear friend Gary. Anybody that's been watching us for any length of time has heard about Gary or seen him on some videos.
Yep.
And then my wonderful sister Wendy.
Wendy.
Her birthday is on the 15th.
We can't thank Wendy enough for everything she does for us.
Her and her husband, my brother-in-law.
Yeah. Her and her husband.
My brother-in-law, Kevin. They are awesome. And then we want to wish our little Kaylee happy 8th anniversary.
Happy birthday to Kaylee for us.
Yeah, it's our happy anniversary.
Actually, for this one.
She was my baby birthday kitty that Tom got me 8 years ago for my birthday. My birthday's next week.
Yep.
So on Saturday, we did our video for you guys. And I started to kind of clean out and sort some supplies. I had like several tubs and I wanted to condense them and get some stuff taken to storage. And so I was working on that project when we did something in the kitchen, opened a drawer and found mouse droppings. I'm like, oh no. So I open up all the drawers. The little critter been in all of them.
Silverware drawers and everything.
So I got a big empty bin, took everything out, put it in there, took it over to Wendy's in the house where I have unlimited hot water, and scrubbed everything down, scrubbed the drawers. And you went to the store and got some of the spray foam stuff to fill in a little hole you felt down by one of the pipes that comes up.
Smaller than, it's probably, I put my pinky in it. Couldn't put that finger in it, but I could put my pinky in that little bitty hole.
Oh, they can get through.
And that's where they're coming in, so we sprayed it, filled up the hole, cleaned up the kitchen, sprayed the kitchen down, and
wiped it down, sprayed it down.
Got everything heavy duty steam cleaned.
And just to make sure that the mice weren't coming back up there, I took a piece of foil and I pressed it all down on top of all that spray foam.
This is kind of interesting the way she did this.
Underneath the drawer, so I pressed that all down underneath it, and then over each drawer, across the back of the drawer, I have a piece of foil taped that covers the stuff in the drawers. So
the foil keeps mice out,
and it also will give me any indication if they've been in there again too. And there hasn't been any signs of them, so I think we're okay with that. But they're still in the basement.
They actually don't like walking or being near foil, so that's another mouse deterrent.
Yeah. So that wasn't fun. So we had to clean up all that, and then we got to sit down and relax and watch baseball, and it was really fun games with the Cardinals and the Yankees series. And Busch Stadium 3 had sweep. The Busch Stadium 3 had the largest crowd it ever had.
Yep.
And that's even counting
standing room only.
Yep, that's counting World Series games and everything.
Yep.
So it was really fun and exciting series.
And it was the second sweep in a row, by the way, because before the Yankees, the Cardinals swept the Cubbies.
We love you, our Cubby friends. We love you.
Sweep.
So on Sunday morning, we're sitting there, we're having our coffee and our breakfast, and we hear this beep, 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 like a vehicle's beeping up. I'm like, what the heck is going on out there?
What is happening?
So I look out, and there's a Spectrum van from Spectrum Cable. They're driving right behind the fence here, and that's not a road. Kevin cleared away all the bushes for a fire break.
Mm-hmm.
And so Wendy went and told the guy, that's not an access road. The
Stop. She's yelling at him.
Stop, that's not access road. And they even have signs saying so. Well, Mr. Spectrum thought, well, I can drive anywhere I want to.
Yeah.
Thinking it was an access road.
I'm the cable guy.
Yeah. Their access is a different way, but people built a fence blocking it. So, anyway, so the guy keeps going anyhow, and he gets stuck. He realizes that what Wendy told him is true. It's not an access road. Doesn't go anywhere. It dead ends. So he's trying to back up out of it because there's nowhere to turn around. He hits a pole. So he goes forward again and gets stuck. And I think he tried to turn around. And
he
not
got
in
stuck.
A four-wheel drive vehicle.
It's
just
soft,
in a van.
soft sand up
Yeah,
there.
and he's riding over bushes and everything. Gonna start a fire. That's what I was thinking. Anyway, he gets stuck. So Kevin, being the wonderful guy he is, gets his truck, goes up there and pulls the guy out. And we're just like, you just can't fix stupid.
No, you can't.
You just can't. Ask me how I know. Moving on. So Sunday was pack-up day because Monday was reset, dump day. And so we were getting things packed up. And so we get that all done. We did it early so that we could go over to our daughter Jolene and her family's for dinner and a visit with them because they've been gone for a month. So we go over there and visit, have this wonderful food. She's an awesome cook.
She's the best salsa maker in the world as far as I'm concerned. It's all homemade stuff that she does.
Sadly.
And Tom doesn't know how to
Stop.
not eat it all.
Yeah. So therefore.
Ooh, it was good, spicy, hot salsa.
Yeah, Tom was not feeling good. He had heartburn really bad and just overall wasn't feeling well from it. I mean, it was so bad it just made him feel yucky. But we get home and there's something wrong with the Kia.
Yeah. I saw on the running board as we get out and I'm walking around and walking bare and I come back and I'm like, what in the world? And I reach down, I went like that, I'm like, that's coolant. Yep, that's coolant.
No wonder you're sick.
Looks like coolant. Smells like coolant. Yeah, that's coolant.
So he opens it up, thought it was a hose. He didn't see really anything except for there being antifreeze all over.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, great. Now the Kia is busted. But can't think about that now. We got to get ready for reset day.
Reset day
And
where
we
we go to the dump and
went and took care of that. You weren't feeling good, so when we came in, it was warm. Turned the AC on, and we just kind of sat there in the dark because we close all the blinds to keep the sun out so it stays nice and cool. Yep. And you were kind of dozing, and the dog and the cat were dozing, and I'm just sitting there being really quiet. And it was just a chill afternoon, just kind of.
Yeah, because the next day we had to take Ito, the truck, into the shop because we're going to have. I don't change the fluids in it like a lot of people do. I just take it to a shop, and it's not just an oil change. I had fluids changed from the windshield washer all the way to the rear end. Every fluid, everything done.
Goes in like you go in for your physical, head to toe, check you over.
Give me a big A+ and pat me on the back and send me out the door. Make sure everything's done and up to snuff on this vehicle.
Yeah, so we had to take that in. And since the Kia was busted, my wonderful sister let me borrow her car. So thankfully, they have another vehicle that they can use. So we went and dropped it off, came back, and then later, after my brother got off work, my brother is wonderful too. He's a mechanic for Pepsi, and he came out here to check it over and said, yeah, it's the radiator.
He tells me, he says, look, along the top of the radiator, the seal is starting to crack, and you can tell it's leaking out of here. He says, you need a new radiator. And I'm like, okay. I'll go get a new radiator. So I ordered a radiator, upper, lower hoses, and coolant, and everything else like that, and was going to pick it up the next day, because we would have this truck back.
We would be able to get the truck back. So, I mean, the car is a 2004, so it's 18 years old.
Yeah.
It's bound to have little issues now. So we go and pick up the truck.
Went and they called and said, your truck's ready. We go down there and pick it up. And on the way back, I stop into the
AutoZone.
AutoZone. I had ordered everything, so I picked up the hoses, the coolant, the radiator, and everything, put it in the truck. And from where we pick the truck up to here, it's 18 miles maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
18 miles one way. So I drove the truck back. I get here, unload everything out of the truck to fix the Kia. I come back to the truck.
It's like, oh, let's look and see what
Let's
what
just
they
look.
did.
So
and-
I pop the hood, and I hear this, tss, and I'm like, what is that noise? And I'm looking around, and I don't see anything. So I took my finger, and I barely touched the upper hose. And when I barely touched it, it goes, and just sprayed coolant all over me, all over the engine.
Yeah,
They
guess
didn't
what?
strap the hose down when they supposedly put a new hose on
Yeah.
it. So it was rubbing up against the belt for 18 miles. We're lucky I even made it back here instead of it just breaking on the highway.
Yeah, real lucky. Yep, but
So
belt slicing right into that hose. as he
somebody
started.
wasn't very happy.
Oh, livid is more like it. So he was absolutely furious.
I wouldn't even call the place. I said, here, you call them. You tell them what's wrong. Tell them to come and get the truck because we can't drive the
Yeah,
truck.
couldn't drive it.
They need to get out here.
So you need to send a tow truck or send somebody out here just to fix it. Change the hose and
Bring
put
some
more
coolant and fix it.
Oh, well, nobody lives out there.
Nobody lives out
And I'm
that
thinking
way.
to myself, I didn't say this, trying to be nice. It's like, I don't care. Get somebody out here, you know? So they said, well, we'll call a tow truck. And then he says, well, they might not be able to get out there tonight. It might be tomorrow.
And this is 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
There's still another 4 hours of sunlight. And I'm thinking, I don't care. It's still daytime. Work. Get it done.
So in a way, we're kind of glad that he didn't send somebody out.
Yeah.
Because Tom found another issue.
I decided to crawl around under the truck. So I get under the truck and I'm looking and I'm like looking at the fittings. They were supposed to lube it too. There's still road grime on the fittings.
Yeah, there's
Nothing's
dirt,
been
grime.
touched.
And it's quite obvious that they
Then I
didn't do
got
anything.
more mad.
Oh yeah, then he was even more mad. He took pictures, and he had the boss guy's cell phone number from a previous issue we had with them, and he sent him pictures. He says, "It also looks like they
I just
didn't do
texted him
this."
pictures. I said, hey, you guys charged me X amount of dollars for the lube. Here are pictures of the fittings. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Oh my God, I was so PO'd.
Yeah. Oh, PO'd is not even close to how angry.
And they
you
were supposed to do like new fuel filters, you know, oil. The oil filter's new. I did go under and check it. It's a brand new oil filter. I checked it because I knew what the last one looked like and the date on it. And
Yeah. Oh, he's still worked up about it.
I am still pissed at these people.
Yeah.
This is the third summer in a row I've had them do things to the truck, and the third summer in a row that we've had issues after they worked on the truck. First one, second one, third one, they're out.
Yeah.
I will never spend another dime in that shop again.
Nope. And we've spent a lot of money there. Yeah. No.
And I know we're not saying the name of the shop, but if you want to go back and look at the videos, we did say the name of the shop in the old videos. And if anybody calls and asks me, hey, is there a good place in town? Well, I know the worst place in town to go, so don't go to this place.
Yeah, and what's sad is it was a friend of mine that I've known for almost 50 years, grew up with her, it's her husband's business, and I thought, this is somewhere where you can trust them because you know the people. Oh, well, because they have other people working for them, and they need to verify now, from now on, everything that gets done, because obviously their guys in the shop are not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Oh, it was just ridiculous.
Yeah, so we were pissed. So once again, we had to borrow Wonderful Wendy's vehicle because our Kia is still out of commission. And so it took you back in, you got the truck, we come home.
Yeah.
The truck seemed okay. And, you still want to take it for a second opinion.
I'm just, now I'm scared to death of the truck. It's like, what didn't they do, or what did they do to mess something else up on this truck?
So something good happened that day. though. Before we went to go pick up the truck, we're borrowing Wendy's car.
Oh, yeah, we're
Yeah.
borrowing the car.
Yep. So Tom says to me,
I've had this on the calendar for a month, a good month, just a special day.
a surprise kind of
Surprise for
drive
Lori,
type
a
thing.
pre-birthday surprise,
And
but
I'm
I didn't
like-
tell her that.
I'm like, okay, you know, I love surprises, so I don't ask questions. It's like, okay, I just go with it. And so I told him, I said, well, you're going to have to tell me which way we're going, because I don't know where we're going, and I have to drive because I'll get car sick in Wendy's car. And so he gives me the directions, and we're going like off into a neighborhood
go
and
through
not
the
heading
neighborhood.
towards town.
Go through the
And I'm like,
neighborhood, and she's like,
okay.
where are we going? I go, just follow my directions.
So we pull up to this house.
Pull up to the house, we get out of the car, and as we're walking up, she goes, do you know these
Do you
people?
know these people?
And I'm like, well, no, not really.
I'm like, okay.
I knock on the door, and I mean, before I pull my hand off of the third knock, the door opens up, and the lady says,
Hi, Lori. I'm Jenny. I'll be your massage therapist today.
yay! Surprise!
Oh, Lori got a wonderful 90-minute birthday massage, and not a foo-foo rub down, a dig your elbow into those muscles kind of massage that I love.
Jenny, the person that did it, asked her, you had to fill out the papers.
Yeah, I had to fill out a paper, you know, and it asks you what kind of pressure you like and where your problem spots are and all that good
And
stuff.
the first thing she said was, well, my problem spot just left, so...
No, I didn't. I didn't. She thought it was wonderful because you were so excited and you wanted it to be such a surprise. And she tells me, she says, yeah, he said, this is a surprise, so don't tell her. And Jenny's like, I don't even know her. How am I going to tell her? So it was really, it was great. So that, and then my awesome brother, who is a mechanic for Pepsi. I may have just said that.
But then we went and picked up the truck.
Oh yeah, we picked up the truck, brought it back. It
Second day.
seems okay, but you know, you're still skeptical because of everything that happened.
And
with
what
it.
I want to do is I want to take the truck into Wendy and Kevin's personal mechanic that they've got and have him, I'm going to go ahead and pay him whatever he wants, tell me what these guys did and tell me what
They-
still needs to be done
Yeah,
that
what
they
they
didn't
didn't
do that
do
they
that-
were supposed to.
Right. Get a
'Cause I just
second
don't-
opinion, like going to a doctor.
I don't trust them. I don't
Yeah.
trust them anymore. This is ridiculous, what they did to me,
Yeah, it's
what they did to us.
Yep.
I am done with them.
So then yesterday morning we get up and dang mice, you got one. We had 2 traps in the basement, so
Yeah.
you got one, and the second
second
one
trap
he
is
couldn't
missing.
find.
It's like, where did the trap go?
And we've got, there's empty room in our basement because we've got our grill out and our chairs out. So there's, you know, this big
But
area.
I'm starting to pull stuff
We'll
out.
pull
like,
the rest of the stuff out.
and I find the trap probably 3 to 5 feet from where I had set it. And I look at the trap, and there's this little tiny mouse hand attached to the trap, but no mouse. So we baited the trap. The little mouse got the bait, but then got his little paw. So there's a 3-legged mouse running around somewhere.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's awful. And we hate that, but it's like we've got to get rid of them.
Yeah.
You know, and then Bruce came and worked until, God, what time that night?
Whatever. He shows up, and I wasn't happy that Bruce showed up, but thank you, Bruce.
Yeah,
You're
thank-
amazing.
Thank
You know,
heavens.
I didn't
Tom
want.
didn't want to.
I didn't want him to
bother
have to
him.
do that.
Didn't want to bother him.
I could have replaced the radiator and everything myself.
Yeah, but we wanted it this century to use again, so. Hey, you and I went and looked and tried to figure it out, and we both went, okay, we have no
This
idea
is going to
what
be
we're
more
doing.
difficult.
We're
This is
gonna
not
s-
just replacing a
We're going
radiator.
to screw this up.
We had to take, and we're on dirt. We had to take off the
The skid plate.
skid plate
underneath.
underneath, and I mean, it was
There's a cover over the engine.
It was very involved. It was.
So even my brother said, ended up saying it was more involved than he thought it was going to
Yeah,
be.
he's
in
like,
the
holy,
beginning, too.
holy. He says,
So
these Kia cars aren't made like real American cars.
I have a wonderful family, and now you really know why we love coming to Reno to be with my family, because they're awesome.
They are.
So he fixed it for us, and then the next morning you went and started it up because we wanted to make sure that the
Yeah.
level of the coolant was okay.
Yeah.
and there's this little bit of smoke coming up. So you're freaking out over that. So I text my brother, and he says, well, it could be some of the coolant that I might have spilled.
Or it
burning
could
off.
be the issue you've had for
years and years, the manifold
which is a manifold,
leak.
the manifold leak. And it's like,
Yeah.
okay.
I mean, ever so slight, but just enough that every now and then you get a wisp of smoke. He's the one that said that, and I said, oh, okay, because he's used the car before too. So anyway, you took it for a test drive.
And you took it for a test drive later.
And then I took it for a little bit further test drive, and then we felt confident enough
Yeah.
that we could take it to an event that we had to go to last night.
Yeah.
So we did that, and it was okay. And we were able to go to our niece's white coat ceremony.
Yeah.
And what a white coat ceremony is, if you don't know, it is a ceremony for students entering med school. So Hannah is starting med school, and wonderful ceremony last night. I'm so proud of her. Actually, her brother is in med school already for a year now. His wife, that they just got married, has been in med school for 2 years. He's been in for 1. Hannah's just starting, and then Huma, their younger sister, will be starting in 2 years med school. It's an amazing family. I just can't. More of my family that are awesome. So we got to go do that. The Kia seems fine, knock on wood. And we also got some mail with your test results from your procedure.
My
a couple weeks
colonoscopy.
ago. Yeah. He's okay.
I'm okay.
He just
But
has,
they did find some things in there. You know, they go in, they snip this, snip that. And they did some tests, and
just has to go in more often.
but I'm okay.
For it.
I'm okay.
Yep.
It'll be okay, I guess. But it makes you think, you know, especially with both vehicles going down at the same time, me being heartburn sick for 5 days, and then getting those test results back.
Test results.
And it just really makes you think, what are we doing?
It's been one of those weeks.
Are we doing the right thing with the way we're living? Or do we need, I don't know. I just been thinking different ways.
Yeah,
So,
made us think about a lot of things.
yeah.
So that'll be another video.
Yeah.
But anyhow, we're okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully everything is fixed right. We're going to take both of the vehicles into Wendy's friend, mechanic.
Have him do it a one-up and let us know.
There's some
And
things we want to get checked over on the Kia too that we haven't taken it in for in a while. So just some things to take care of.
goodness.
Something funny. We're watching baseball games, and they've got these stupid commercials in the middle, and I'm always, criticizing the
Because
commercials.
we stream everything.
Because we stream,
so
right.
it's different than what people see on TV.
Yes.
Totally different.
So we get these stupid commercials, and they repeat themselves over and over and over again, and I was commenting on one, and he's like, what? Huh? What was that? And I said, you didn't even see that or hear it? He says, no, I don't pay any attention to the commercials.
Zoom,
I'm
snip,
like-
they're gone. I don't
I'm
even
like,
see them.
Really? A guy who has made his living most of his life from advertising doesn't pay attention to commercials. It's like he's in radio. Radio advertising pays the salary.
Oh my gosh.
So it was just kind of ironic. Funny haha. Funny
haha.
ironic.
Are we done? This thing's been going on a long time.
It's been going on a real long
Which
time.
brings me to a point. How did the guy who invented the very first clock know what time it was?
Maybe he made it up.
We don't know what time it is, so we need to wrap this up.
Okay. Wrap it up.
Wrap it up. We're done.
Have
Hope
a
you had a
great
great week. We didn't.
We
Goodbye.
Have a great week this week. See ya.
Take your banner